First, there is innocence. There is the unconscious one. The unknown, beyond language, unself-conscious. Then there is the shock, the trauma, the violation. And the unknown becomes scary, uncertain, chaotic, becomes frightening. The pressure persists and gets stronger. And the need for a clear defensive identity, a pattern of thinking, feeling, speaking, doing, and being that can sustain itself in the face of the attack emerges. And different shapes are tried on. When it is found that there's a stalemate, that this is deflected, and that the consciousness inside the identity is able to be protected by this form. The form is adopted as the new identity. Now, outside the form lies the fear of the unknown, the fear of chaos, the fear of the world. The terror of losing the new shape. The new shape offers protection, offers hope. To be exposed again to another volley from the sociopathic elements out there. To be exposed, to have nowhere to hide, nowhere to go, nowhere that's solid, is the epitome of terror. The identity is the life raft, the protection from abject terror, abject trauma of the unknown. It becomes the shield and the prison in the same moment. And so the first identity is formed in one dimension, in one arena. As time moves on, there's a new barrage. The world is constantly challenging the identity, seeing what can survive. In the sociopathic algorithm of fight, flight, and freeze, with the added dimension of pleasing among human beings in a cultural framework, there is a continual testing of that which is vulnerable, that which is weak. There is a continual hardening and beating at that which is weak until it develops a shape that is capable of withstanding the onslaught. In a sociopathic environment, need, vulnerability, weakness is preyed upon. They need this, they want this, they desire this, they can't take this, give it to them. If you look at the shorting dynamic of Tesla on Wall Street, when Tesla Motor Company became the largest focus of short sellers on Wall Street, the belief was that if we can target enough hostility, if we can undermine the value of the share, we can destroy the company. Now, that short seller interest persists as long as Tesla is viewed by a majority as weak. It disappears as soon as Tesla is viewed as strong. An individual outside of a gang, an individual outside of a hardened identity is viewed as weak. A female is viewed as weaker than a male. In a sociopathic paradigm, that which is vulnerable, small, and weak is battered with bullying, with shaming, with racism, with capitalism, with sexism, with ageism, with elitism of all kinds. It is attacked until it finds a shape. Either it is destroyed or it finds a shape capable of withstanding the attack. Once that tournament has taken place in a sociopathic environment, most of the pressure dissolves. But what's left is the residue. What's left is the template. What's left is the rigid, dogmatic identity that now becomes the prisoner of the traumatized self. This shape kept the consciousness alive in a body in a coherent state. And so, as we progress through life, using one shape after another, to shelter the innocence of consciousness, the fragility of the individual from the barrage of sociopathic impulses, of sociopathic energy, bigger energy that is seeking to dominate rather than to attune to the smaller energy. We develop a Russian doll. Each age develops a crystalline identity. It may be very lopsided, highly developed to withstand force on one side and almost nothing on the other. But energy, like sap from a tree, like life entering form, must flow through these shapes in order to reach the present moment. It starts at the center and works its way through one layer of identity after another. We are like the rings of a tree. With our history laced into our body. And what we are today is the experience of energy in formation, in the formation of identity. In highly traumatic cultures, the strongest identities are traumatized defense mechanisms. In some protocol of fight, flight, freeze, and ass licking that provide a reliable history in the body of surviving and growing through trauma. Hi, I'm Dane Rose. All knowledge begins with a paradigm, and out of that paradigm comes an idea, an awareness that we adopt, reject, or synthesize into something better. It doesn't become wisdom, it doesn't become useful until we take action, until we integrate it into not only our thoughts, but our feelings, our body, our words, and our way of being. For that to occur, we have to move from the passive media paradigm into more active engagement. In the link below, in the More Information section, is an invitation to join a very small, deliberately filtered, high-quality discussion with a group of people who share a common language and want to work with these ideas, with me and with one another, with the sole goal of creating 10 times more sustainable well-being for ourselves and those around us per unit of energy invested. Thank you for watching.